Trash Kings intro too. Even sexier, even more jazz. Hey guys and dolls, and welcome to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I'm your host, Adam Edwards, and I've got just a few quick notes for you before we dive in. New episodes of the podcast go up every Tuesday morning, with video versions premiering on YouTube at 1 p.m. Central the same day. We record on Thursday nights, so give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Trash Movie Kings to see what we're watching. That way, you'll be up to speed when the episode releases on Tuesday. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, our email address is trashmoviekings@gmail.com, so go ahead and drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. All right, with that out of the way, let's jump in.
Okay, so like the other day I go to the gym at my apartment complex and and I don't have to, like, there was nobody there. I was amazed because there's usually a lot of people there, but I guess Saturday mornings isn't very popular. But I wasn't there to work out. That's also where the delivery room is. So I was there to pick up a package and nobody was there. And I had to go to the bathroom because I was about to get on the road. So I was like, I'm going to use the restroom here. So I go to use the restroom and the toilet paper had the toilet paper coming behind and down, not over.
Okay.
The front. And I'm
classic
like,
dilemma.
Yeah, and I'm like, I have to take the roll off to use it. But the whole time I'm thinking, who does this? You know who does that is people who have cats. People who in an apartment complex gym is supposed to put the toilet paper roll on correctly. Everything was pissing me off that day, I'll tell you. And I was just having one of those days where everything was irritating me. And so I blew my nose, I flushed and put the toilet paper on correctly. And when I walked out, I grabbed my package and walking in, swear to God, the most buff cat I've ever seen in my life walked in.
Wait, cat?
Wait.
Dude that you called a cat.
Wait. How is the toilet paper related to a buff cat?
He works
because
out there.
That's why the toilet paper was on backwards, because there is a buff cat.
What do you have for me this time? Hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
Right on.
Welcome, everybody, to the most recent episode of the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I'm your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week, Joseph Graham. Joey, How are you?
I'm okay, you know.
Yeah, I do know. Justin Petty, JP. Well and hydrated.
I'm very quenched.
Mm-hmm. And back on the podcast this week, Apocalypse Howl. Apocalypse, we missed you last week. How are you doing?
Welcome to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I'm your host, Apocalypse Howl, and I'm joined today with Adam Hippo Shankman. Adam, how you
slow
doing?
Things down a little bit with nice.
We're gonna slow it down tonight.
Beautiful bad bitch.
You beautiful green bitch.
Beautiful green bitch.
Nasty.
Yeah. Good times, great oldies, 107.5. The Eagle coming at you hot.
This is Wolfman Jack.
The Adam Smasher Show at 104.1 KRBE.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's a throwback to... Anyway.
So, this week, we watched Hollywood Cop, 1987, written and directed by Amir Shervin. We have watched, I guess, 2 of his movies before. Mm-hmm. We've watched Killing American Style and Samurai Cop. Probably more. This
probably.
one stars a man named David Goss playing Turkey.
I thought you said his name was Gross. It's Goss.
Gross
I think
turkey.
it's Goss. Goss.
Oh, Goss. I thought it was gross. I missed.
Well,
My dyslexia is like really kicking my ass this week.
David.
Johnny Turquoise, aka
Johnny
Turkey.
Turquoise.
Johnny Turquoise.
And then Lincoln Kilpatrick as Jaguar.
God, Kilpatrick. That's cool.
Yeah, that's a good
Jaguar.
name, right?
And then his name in the movie is Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Wow. And then there's a spaghettoon that goes by spaghetti or
Spaghetti.
something.
Spaghettoon.
There's a
I guess-
painting of a tiger. There's a
Wow.
dog named Dog.
There's a dog named Dog. And
There's a
goat
guy named
Goat.
Animal.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
you know
there's
what?
an
The
animal
goat's name
also.
might have been Sugar. The whole time I was
Sugar.
thinking that goat probably
Yeah.
had the worst teeth ever.
Yeah, I think the goat's name was Sugar.
Wow. Shug. Hey,
just-
Shug.
Hey,
It's
Shug.
raw
A little bit of sugar.
Yeah, this movie's got some interesting names. That's one of the
Yeah.
highlights of the film, I would say.
Yeah.
Are they right down the others? No. Yeah, turkey, jaguar, spaghetti. Pepsi.
Oh, yeah,
Pepsi.
sponsored by Pepsi.
Yeah,
and
no
hot
one was-
I
dogs.
saw some product placement. I don't know if it's
Yeah, no one was
sponsored by them or not.
named Pepsi, but I wish there had been someone named Pepsi.
Yeah.
I really feel like they got a cash, like, a little underhanded.
They had to
money.
because Pepsi was in multiple
it's all
scenes.
over the place. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of Pepsi in this fucking movie that, God, did this go to theaters? Like, fuck.
I don't know. I don't know. While I'm looking that up, does anybody want to try to explain what happened?
No.
Well,
Okay.
I want to. I
no
want to say
clue.
Pepsi was a new company.
No,
They
it's
were
not.
trying to.
No,
when
it's
Pepsi
not.
came out, and I think Pepsi's like a '70s company. I don't know.
Let's not product place them ourselves.
Sorry.
I don't know, I like
I'm a
Pepsi.
fan of Pepsi.
Yeah, but they ain't paying us shit.
That's fair. Okay, so Justin, you want to take a stab?
Anyways, PepsiCo
No,
was
I don't
founded
like.
in-
Pepsi
don't-
was founded
I don't-
in
I was asking questions
1893.
during-
1898 is what I'm seeing.
Wait, 1898 for Pepsi?
Yeah, and then shortened to Pepsi in 1961.
Okay, I was just like a
You
century.
were like
off.
100 years off. It's fine.
Wow.
I bet that's the formula, but not like the modern day.
Could you imagine being a company established for over 100 years and you see this movie called Hollywood Cop Out and you're like, we got to advertise in this.
We gotta advertise. I don't know shit about Pepsi. I'm over Dr. Pepper.
I,
And
historian.
like 15 years later, you've got Britney Spears on your Super Bowl halftime show, all because you sponsored
because of
Hollywood
this.
Cop.
I went down
Yeah.
a rabbit hole yesterday. Do y'all know the real
Pepsi?
reason that Crystal Pepsi failed?
No.
The real reason?
Do y'all remember what it tasted like?
yeah.
I thought people thought there was
It
like
almost tasted
razor blades
exactly like
in it.
cola.
Yeah, like it was just
It was just Pepsi.
Pepsi without the caramel coloring in it.
Right.
Okay.
And so
Right.
Coca-Cola started marketing Tab as a Crystal Pepsi competitor, and Tab was a diet drink. So
Tab is not a
it
diet
tricked everyone into thinking that Crystal Pepsi was a diet soda, and nobody wanted it.
I thought Crystal
would nobody
Pepsi
want it
came
if they
out
thought
like
it was a
a
diet soda?
decade after Tab.
Tab was already out, but
It
it
was-
wasn't
so they
doing
came
well, so they
out
did a
with
new
Tab?
marketing campaign with Tab.
Coca-Cola came out with Tab to intentionally to sabotage
Is Tab Coke?
Pepsi.
No, I
Yeah,
think they
Tab was
bought.
Coke.
I think they bought Tab though.
They might have bought Tab and then started marketing it.
Okay, so
I
there
don't
was
know
just
whether-
It was an
irony.
intentional.
That could be completely incorrect. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it sounds right.
Oh no, it was created and produced by the Coca-Cola Company.
So it was
Oh,
a
really?
ploy. The whole
Wow.
thing was a ploy
Yeah.
to get you
to
to
destroy
think that,
Crystal Pepsi.
Wow, that is beautiful. That
Which
is
they
well
were really
played.
intimidated by.
Right?
Damn, Coke is good.
The
We got to
thing
do
I
something
remember-
about this clear Pepsi.
Sorry, the thing I remember specifically was that there was like glass or razor blades in it or something. They were like,
No,
they're
you'd
hiding-
Open it, and roll of dollars would come up.
that was a different thing. That was
That
like
was
a
the
I know what you're
pop
talking
promo,
about,
Pop
the-
Tops.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah.
Or like you could get a T-shirt. Sometimes
That was
like
literally the best time in America.
Anyway,
Literally
so what
the best
happens in the
time.
movie?
That was the best time period in
Second
America.
only to the beer wars when Coors had its like kegerator shit. That way you could
Oh
do
yeah, everybody
like
had to do the kegger. Now we've got
Beans.
seltzer wars.
If you haven't, if you haven't
My
read,
we
mighty have
suck.
fallen.
if you haven't read the Elvira biography, I recommend it because she talks about her relationship to Coors.
Really?
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I had forgotten this. Her stanchions at gas stations were pretty prevalent for a long time.
Oh, I'd love to get my hands on
Wait,
those.
she had her own like cutouts in gas stations?
Yeah, they were very popular, and she was like the spokesperson for a long time. And then
I didn't know
Coors
that.
got all like Christian or some shit, and she has like a chapter about her relationship with Coors. It's interesting.
Very interesting.
Anyway,
Your company,
okay.
Christian.
So Hollywood Cop.
yeah, Hollywood Cop.
It's a movie that opens with I guess there's a bunch of guys in suits that suddenly decide that they're
cool.
going to knock over a farm. I don't really know why.
There's $6 million.
They were kidnapping the child
Right. They're
of a guy
kidnapping
who
the
supposedly
child.
has $6 million. They're
Right.
going to hold the child for ransom, but it never explains why they knew he had $6 million.
Maybe they did, but it's very early in the movie, and you're not like quite up to speed with what the movie is yet. If they did it, it's like immediately, and you don't register it. Maybe they don't at all. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they have on their suits at a party, and they're being assholes to women and whatnot. And then they're like, "Fuck it, let's go kidnap a kid." Great. And they throw in a bunch of ski masks. They go park up in the mountains in the woods somewhere outside of LA, I guess. And then they bust in and
Well, actually, they
guns
were
ablazing.
Sorry to interrupt, but they were prior to them dropping their balaclavas. They were discussing the land. He was like, "Did you get the land?" So I don't know if that land that farm was on was relevant to them trying to steal it out from underneath them or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, keep going.
No, I don't know. They break in for a pretty violent scene because like the first scene opens and it's kind of like silly but crude and it's fine. But then, yeah, these probably like 8 to a dozen men ransack this fucking farm, and like it's just women and children, and they just go fucking hard, blowing guns and fucking. It seems like they're killing people, but I guess they're not. But it just feels like they're murdering everything: goats, kids.
They definitely kill people. Like there's one like straight up execution style.
Time Crisis video game.
I mean, it's all
Yeah.
shot in wide,
It's all
but
very
it happens.
weird. It's all very weird for
Well,
like
and
first
whenever
10 minutes of a movie.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes of the movie, there's a rape scene.
Well,
And
you're
it was
talking
a
about 12 minutes of the movie because
Yeah,
2
that's
minutes
after
later
the-
there's a
the
rape
farm
scene.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very graphic too and very uncomfortable.
It just seemed to keep going unnecessarily.
Right.
Like,
So
you get the point, and then we're gonna double down.
They kidnap the kid,
down.
and then it cuts hard into Hollywood. We're like, okay, so we were just in the woods somewhere outside of LA, I guess, and then we're knee deep in like a rape robbery, and the cops are like talking about that like it's a normal thing.
They're all
Like,
casual. about
classic
it.
rape robbery. It's like, what? I've never heard of a rape robbery.
Guys, what's happened? Hey, Turk.
The manager of the hotel called and said that 3 men are holding a married couple in a room. Near as we can figure, it's a rape and robbery in progress.
So what the hell are you guys waiting for?
Lieutenant Maxwell's coming.
Oh, yeah, with what? The fucking
Wow.
cavalry?
They're
By the
short.
time he gets here, they'll have raped the guy, too.
I don't even want to like say much about it, but it just seems very like I'm like, did they make that up for the movie? Is what I'm thinking because I don't think that's a thing.
That's definitely a thing.
But
I mean-
regardless, they play fucking really good dance music to this bust up of a rape robbery, which it's very tonally strange. The song is jamming. God, I fucking love firework guns. really don't think these guns. But yeah, the content is totally odd. And then they bust that. It's like this introduction to Turkey. Johnny
Turquoise.
Johnny Turquoise, who then
Turquoise.
after he busts after he busts up the rape robbery, is like getting a hot dog, and then sees a girl crying, and then she's like, my son's been kidnapped. And they're like,
he was like,
let's chat.
It was like, here, will you hold this? Whenever she gave him the hot dog, and then he sees the little R&R going on, he was like, hey, can you hold this Pepsi advertisement for me?
Yeah, this guy starts out good. I don't know. What's John Goss or something? Something Goss?
I think it's John Goth.
David Goss.
David Goss.
David Goth.
This guy starts off like hot. Like, I think I was like, man, this guy's kind of like oddly charismatic for this fucking garbage movie. Yes, and then he's like talking to this girl, and then he's like, let's go have coffee, let's talk, let's figure out what's going on. She's like, I came to the police already with my problems, and I talked to this one detective, and they're like, fuck that detective, he's terrible. We'll help you solve your case. And then they start solving her case, which goes into an oddly climactic scene in the first 25 minutes. Doesn't it?
Is this the wrestling bar or?
Oh, I skipped the wrestling bar. Yeah, you're right. There's like a whole weird thing there.
The wrestling bar had like zero relevance.
Yeah, they like stopped in to get an address, and then Jaguar ends up oil wrestling with two women,
which I appreciate that. Yeah,
a couple minutes.
Oh, I appreciated it. I just don't understand it.
Oh yeah, they needed the number of they were like the guy we're looking for, which I don't know why they're looking for this person, how they were associated, but they were like, we're looking for a wrestler. So the first thing to do is go to an oil wrestling match between two women in bikinis. And someone has this guy's information there, I think, but it doesn't really matter because the camera is very, very focused on Jaguar and two women.
I don't blame
an oil bikini match, which, as far as these movies are concerned, is fine. I would like the scene to still have had a point.
Yeah.
Which I guess it does, but I feel like they really... if it's even there at all, they really coast over the point of the scene very quickly.
It really just felt like the point was to get chicks naked on camera, and
which is
have an event
they don't even get naked. They're just wrestling in bikinis. Like there is the shot at the end where he holds up their bikini tops. Right. And he's like, I won the match, but you don't actually see.
Yeah. There was more graphic nudity in the uncomfortable rape robbery scene 10 minutes earlier.
Right. Yeah. And then in the back half of the movie, when you get to the like weird brothel and then whatever's happening at the end, you see a lot of nudity at the end.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I lose track of things, and then there's like a big climactic, they go and find the dad of this woman whose kid's been kidnapped. They go find this guy, and they're like, he runs away. It's like a weird scene where he's running. You don't really know why. I guess this guy's into some lascivious, nefarious, whatever kind of crime, perhaps. I don't know. I think he has $6 million. Maybe. They don't really ever get specific, seemingly. But then there's like a big shootout, right? That takes fucking forever, and it's boring. Mm-hmm. It gets really boring.
It's fake! Get him!
Get him!
Now would be a good time for that backup.
Too bad they didn't bring any.
Here!
Come on, hurry up!
Did it shoot the dad?
Not if you're involved in it.
Well, yeah. I'm in a shooting. Yeah, I'm sure it's great, but the direction and everything kind of falls off.
Everything
I don't know.
that happens interesting in this movie seems to drag on so long that it is no longer interesting by the time it's done.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
It was
it's weird. The whole movie feels like it's maybe 20 minutes too long.
20 minutes. Yeah, I agree with that.
I really feel like the thing that stifles this whole movie is that first really long shootout scene. And then the dad, but the point of it is the dad dies. And that could have happened very fast. But they spend, it feels like 20 minutes on it, but it's probably more like an 8-minute scene. It just feels very fucking long. Anyway, the dad dies. What happens after that? I don't know.
The dad dies, and then
the kid is captured.
The kid is captured.
Well, the kid's captured. The dad dies when the kid gets captured the second time.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, because the kid gets captured at the very beginning of the movie
when he dies.
Right.
Okay.
And then the kid suddenly, before the dad dies, you find out that this kid can talk to dogs, or at least a dog.
Yeah, he's like little Dr. Dolittle.
It
He's
doesn't.
a dog
It's not
whisperer.
like a. But it's weird because it's not like a mystical or paranormal thing. He's just befriending this dog.
And that dog does want to eat kids. When you train a dog to eat children, he knows that he's kidding.
I like dogs. I had me a goat, but when I get out of here, I'm gonna get me a dog. Dogs are better.
God.
They understand better. You understand, don't you?
The dog that
I
eats
know you
children.
like me.
So whatever happened to his goat?
You left him.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll put one finger on the windowsill, and you put one finger too.
This kid's got a goat.
Now I'll put another.
Ballsy.
Now I'll put
Kid's
all my fingers. And you put your hand up here too.
You're eating freaking noodles?
Now we're friends.
This dog's nice as hell. Who was trained to ostensibly kill children. They at least threaten that.
Yeah, they
Maybe
mentioned that a few times, that like this dog is going to kill a child.
Maybe it's an empty threat. But I kept wondering about the logistics of killing or like training a dog to kill a child. Like,
how do you train a dog to kill children
without killing children, without
killing
having
other children?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. Maybe
Well, you got to break a few eggs.
Okay, so Amir Shervin is an Iranian filmmaker.
Oh yeah, he came to Hollywood with like a fucking hard on and a goal, and he did it.
Yeah, he was making movies in Iran. I don't even have a clue what Iran cinema is like.
He ran so far to America.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, wow. He was making movies up into the 70s in Iran. Yeah, I'm fascinated by this guy. He has written a shitload of movies.
Yeah, he has.
They're all the same movie. You just change the title.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
So then the dad dies, and then it goes back to like a buddy cop movie with Jaguar and Turkey, and they find themselves in like a brothel or something, and then
Turkey and Jaguar is classic odd couple.
Yeah, like it starts being kind of funny again, but there's like a hospital situation where Spaghetti is there, and he looks really gray.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
God,
He looks like uncomfortably gray and dying.
Yeah. So after
gray,
the big
I'm
that big shootout scene where the dad dies, Spaghetti, the henchman, who is nothing more than a name seemingly for the movie up until this point, is a dying man in a hospital scene. This whole hospital scene is completely unnecessary. By the way, the whole purpose is I don't remember him getting any information out of Spaghetti. All I remember from the scene is that our hero tries to or he just gets sexually he accosts this woman, this other police officer who's watching the door. He sexually accosts this woman, and she's like, no, and she grabs his nuts and is like, fuck you. And then he's like, okay. And then he walks in, and there's this very liver diseased, dying henchman named Spaghetti.
I tell you, if you had a sweater on, I'd love to pull the wool over your eyes.
Report to Dr. Andrews.
How romantic.
That's a fucking line right there.
Oh, he's just coming on to her.
Well, he was giving her,
fucker.
he was giving her shit originally, and she was like, "I'm not having it."
And she grabbed his balls, squeezed him real hard. Oh shit, is that guy dead?
Is he dead?
He looks terrible.
No.
He just looked at him.
Does he have a? God, this guy's horrifying. He looks terrible.
Yeah, he looks like he was a dead body that got pulled out of a lake.
Right, and then they squeeze his wounds, and then I don't know if they got any information out of him or what, but it was just too weird.
I think they got the location of the guy that kidnapped the kid.
Okay.
Oh, he did give him an address. That's right.
Okay, so he gives an address and then probably dies. And then the movie starts really going off the rails, and it's just like fight scenes. And then there's like a car chase, but I don't know who's in the cars or what was happening, but it was kind of cool, actually. What's happening in the shootout, though?
They suck at driving.
That's true.
Yeah, the car.
I mean, it was cool, but if you think about it, they only had one place they could drive those vehicles.
Yeah, they were driving in circles in a quarry.
They were just driving. Yeah,
it was cool, but again, it
went
on way too long. But like it's the only one that I was okay with going too long because it was a fun one.
Yeah, I just wrote stuff happens, and then there's a man on fire, and then they find the money.
Yes, man on fire, great stunt. There were a handful of good stunts in this movie.
No, there's some good stuff. The end of the movie is just like.
This was his first U.S. film.
This is before Samurai Cop?
Yes.
Somebody saw this and was like, "I need you to make another movie."
Well, I don't think that anyone is telling this man no. To be honest,
Samurai Cop was his last movie.
Really?
So it went Hollywood Cop and then Killing American Style, which we've also seen on here. I don't know if we've released that episode yet, or did we record an episode for that?
I don't think
that's like the first one we tried to record and we were like, I don't know what we're doing yet.
Not
that we know what we're doing now. Not that we know what we're doing. Yeah, we don't know what we're doing now, but
I'd be interested in
at least we have some better microphones.
Yeah, we have some better microphones and like better structure, I guess. So maybe that one's worth watching again and making another episode.
Yeah, like what if we listen to it and it's like immaculate, and now we're like, wow, we sound like shit now.
I'll be honest, I tried editing that episode and I gave up. So, and then he made a movie called Young Rebels, which I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, we need to watch that one. It looks pretty good.
So we'll have.
I'm judging a book by its cover.
I don't know Apocalypse because that one has Zadar in it, and you're not a
I'm into
over
Zadar. I
right
just
now.
want a week off from him.
Okay. We did have Zadar last week, so
we just had Zadar.
Which you weren't even on the show last week. So why did we listen?
I watched it.
He feels like he was there.
No, I'm glad I wasn't because the fight scenes were dog shit.
They were dog shit.
So how'd you feel about the fight scenes in this one?
They were pretty bad, but they weren't as bad as last week's.
Okay.
They were no, last week's were like, actually, you know what? The fight scenes in this one. Okay. The reason I don't hate the fight scenes in this one is because they were coupled a lot of times with a decent stunt.
Like beating the shit out of that kid.
Like it might have been a low budget stunt, but it was still like a decent stunt. The fight scenes in this one were garbage. But Shadow of the Dragon didn't have good stunts. So the fight scene was just a bad fight scene, no decent stunt. So I feel like this one wins.
I hear you.
the fight scenes in Shadow of the Dragon.
I see what you're saying, but like,
They were
motherfucker,
so bad.
this movie just ham fists martial arts into the back end of the film. Like
This
fuck.
this one
There's
is like
no setup for it, and then suddenly there's like a fucking army of martial artists, and they're just there.
But
And
then
they
they'll
fight,
have a man
and the
on
fights
fire.
are not memorable. But there is a man on fire.
But then there's a man on fire, and then there's the guy that falls off the roof. And it's this far angle that makes me think there's a stunt coming. Except that's the main character at the top, isn't it? Or is that a bad guy?
That's the bad.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think Turkey's at the
It's
bottom.
gonna be a stunt. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. You know, it's like
Yeah.
he peppered in some decent stunt work
No,
that makes you overlook the crappy action.
So what
He
would
really
you say?
bailed off that roof too.
Huh?
He really bailed off that roof too.
Nice. Hey.
The joke is that the man fell into a bale of hay. For those who are
Well,
not
I
watching
mean-
the YouTube and can't see that,
If you insist on explaining the joke, it's not really a very good joke anymore.
Yeah,
is it?
it's done.
I don't think it was
Done.
very good to begin with. But
That's a one man's bad opinion.
We're all
Uh-huh.
entitled to not go to school.
What?
yep.
What?
I mean, it's not my fault you didn't go to school.
I don't know what you guys are talking
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm the only one here who dropped out of college.
I'm
Hey,
so
I dropped out of
confused.
college.
Oh,
I
you
dropped
did?
out of college, but then I went back and finished it a couple years later. But I
Oh.
did drop out. Don't take that from me.
Okay.
I am a college dropout.
All right.
I just went back and
Man
finished
Wilder over here.
it. Justin, what was your favorite part of this movie?
Man, it was hard. I'm blanking on a lot of stuff right now, actually.
Yeah. Shooting blanks.
Yeah, popping off.
All right. Well, while he's thinking
Yeah.
Apocalypse, do you have a favorite part?
Yes, I do. And it was when you introduced me.
And back on the podcast this week, Apocalypse Howl. Apocalypse, we missed you last week. How are you doing?
Welcome to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I'm your host, Apocalypse Howl, and I'm joined today with Adam Hippo Shankman.
Introduce you to what?
To tonight's show.
Oh, so you just liked being a part of the podcast.
I'm just glad I'm here, boys.
You don't have much to say about this movie, do you?
No, my favorite part, honestly, I got to go with the stunts, and there's not.
The man on fire in the car scenes is pretty good.
The most epic part to me was when we saw the butterfly knife.
Yes.
I don't think my parents cared about that. Those two.
Weird that they sold toys for it.
There we go.
Finally.
And the cut off hand. Yes. Of course, that's like on a very personal level. Like he pulled out a butterfly knife, and I feel like we've been waiting.
Oh, and then they cut off a hand.
Patiently for a movie where they fulfill that B, and then he did, and then he cut off his hand. And I was like, not only did we get a butterfly, but we got a severed hand. Great.
Yeah,
and then
it was good.
and then
That was one of the best butterfly
Homeboy
appearances.
comes out and says, "I know you're upset because he fucked your wife, but
yes."
And it's like, no, you can't say "but" after a comment like that.
Look, mister.
Joey, what is this movie
I know this guy
called?
just fucked your wife, but he's our prisoner now, so.
I know this guy just fucked your wife, but
that was
he's in our
great-
custody now, or something.
That was a great moment.
Yeah.
But that moment is stolen away by one thing Joey said and one thing Justin said combined. The charm of that character disappears. in the
it's
writing,
unfortunate.
and then the movie drags on so long that you forget that scene happened.
Yeah. He starts off so
Unfortunately.
strong.
Yeah.
God, I kept looking at him and I was like, he reminds me of like I don't know, like if James Dean had lived and also got into a car crash like Montgomery Clift and ended up looking weird like he kind of does, that would be that guy and he would do interesting work. I could see him being like in a weird
That would be
Western
tripped
movie
out.
where he's like a fucked up ranch hand or something.
That would be so
Like,
crazy if James
I-
Dean went that way.
Well, he died, so.
But what if he didn't and he was like,
Well, Montgomery Clift is kind of James Dean if he lived and through the accident and then just drank himself to death because he didn't look as attractive later, you know? Sorry, this is like old Hollywood shit.
yeah, wow.
Anyway.
Justin, do you have a favorite part yet? Or should we go to Joey?
I like this wide angle of you seeing your whole room and thinking,
Is it?
I feel like all your
I don't know
thoughts
what's
are
going on with my
surrounding
camera.
you.
I just plugged it in and it looks like this. It's
No,
fucking-
you're wide. Like, is
It
that like a
seems
busted
wider
Eames
than
chair
normal.
in the background?
Seems
Oh,
wider
what?
than normal.
Is that like a busted up Eames chair in the background?
It's not busted, but it's just sitting off to the side.
Is this a chair from Dickhead?
Yeah,
Did you break it?
Yeah,
No.
where are the feet?
they're on it.
Yeah, the feet are on there.
That's at the bottom.
It just seems slanted, but it's probably
couch
Oh,
looks
okay.
tiny.
It looks like it's on the ground and up against the wall. I
Oh
see
no,
now.
no, it's
The
hovering.
perspective's a little weird.
yeah,
Joey,
it's a little
earlier I held up a Wolverine action figure.
strange. Oh, I missed that.
Justin held up the exact same one.
Oh wow, y'all are big giant nerds.
Uh,
I'll hold up what I have as a desk item, which is this beautiful bitch.
Oh my god.
this is a beautiful bitch.
If you're listening on audio, not on YouTube, I'm holding up a mannequin with a hideous woman, quote unquote, woman mask.
Have I worn that mask before, or is that a different
Something
one?
mask.
It's a weird mask that you can get on Amazon, or used to be able to get on Amazon. It's just called woman mask.
Okay, I haven't worn that one.
Yeah, no one should.
I have an egg.
Why do you have an egg? Is it hard boiled?
Wait, why do you have an egg?
Wait, do you have that egg because you tried to give it to Pax? Just see
No.
what she would do with it.
It's a rubber egg. It's not a real egg.
Oh.
Do you give dogs eggs for fun?
You
It's
give
like a
your dog
TikTok thing.
Rubber eggs.
No,
I
this
don't-
is just a rubber egg for me.
Apparently cats do it too. If you give an animal an egg, they like instinctively like take care of it.
Seriously?
I think it's just
And
like they know
protect
that
it.
it's fragile.
But dogs
so
are
they
like,
won't.
fuck eggs.
They eat it.
No, dogs are gentle with it too.
No, dogs don't lay eggs. So why would they have any genetic connection to
I'm gonna give Nolan an egg and see what happens tomorrow.
what
I
is
also
what is
have
this?
these enamel pins from Seinfeld.
What is
Oh,
the
wow.
puffy shirt?
Blouse.
I was like, what's that big ass jacket on the left? But it's
Nice.
The puffy jacket.
Yeah, well, it's not a jacket; it's just the shirt.
Oh well, the puffy shirt, but also the Gore-Tex jacket that George wears
the Gore-Tex.
when they get double parked by
I
Saddam
think
Hussein.
it's. I guess it's not a part, but like the entire set of scenes with the kid being held captive in this like shitty room and him just Dennis the menacing them.
Yeah, and him
and them just like
them
screaming
Home
at him.
Alone
the whole
kid.
time.
Yeah, he's dressed in red overalls and like a stripy shirt. He looks like Dennis
Yeah.
the Menace.
No,
And
he looks
Dennis the
like the
Menace
boy
had
from The
existed well
Shining.
before.
Yeah, like
This
this
movie.
kid gets like they kind of beat the shit out of this kid a couple times.
Oh
And
yeah,
he keeps coming back
God.
with like, nah, fuck you. Like he keeps coming back with this attitude towards him. Like he's not scared of
Oh,
him.
no,
It's
this
kind of
kid
badass. This
Ah,
kid
This
does
kid
fuck.
rules.
Is that like his ex
I don't
Yeah.
wear some.
Girlfriend
Tell
or
my
something?
mom.
Shut up!
You shut up.
ex-boyfriend? This kid is tight. He befriends dogs and talks back.
This is the origin story for Dennis the Menace.
He
And
does
that's Mr.
definitely have
Wilson.
Dennis the Menace.
This kid is awesome.
And the actor rules too, and it's weird. This is the only thing he's ever done, but like the fucking actor cries in one.
Yeah, he
This
cried.
little like 7-year-old cried on camera. It
When
was
he's
amazing.
being told a really dramatic story from his dad in the film, he starts.
Yeah, his dad
to
has
get
butt cancer.
authentic-
It does have butt cancer.
Or blood. We don't
starts to
know.
get
It's hard. It was hard to
authentic
tell. We
tears.
didn't have closed captions.
See, Stevie, I never told your mother about my trouble. She just thought I was some kind of bum. We started arguing all the time. Fighting.
Damn, is this kid crying?
He's crying.
So I had to leave.
Oh, he's good.
Come to find
I
out, this is
risked
a
my
real
life.
moment.
To make some money for you and your mother. Stevie.
Like they had the real dad come in and
I
tell
never
him this.
expected anything like this to happen.
That was impressive.
Yeah, pretty sure it was butt.
But
Danny. Danny, that's the kid's name in The Shining.
I will never hurt you, Danny.
Danny,
I have
yeah,
butt
Danny's-
cancer. They also just give him bread, which I thought was.
I'll be right
What
back.
were those, the hot dog buns? They just give him a bag of
Some
hot dog buns to eat.
Yeah.
Don't leave, and then he like immediately befriends the dog. And then he. I thought it was funny that he tries to get the dog to undo the latch, and then like it cuts wide, and the latch is like 6 inches in the window that he speaks to the dog from. And I'm like,
I figured a way to get out of here, but I have to unlatch that latch. Are you gonna help me?
This kid, he's like Dr. Doolittle?
wait, you could just reach it, kid?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They did not baby rape this house very well.
Hey, Spaghetti, I'm gonna take a look around the building.
Wait,
Somebody's name's
Dog
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti?
and the kid himself realizes, oh, I can just like reach to the latch and undo it myself.
Yeah.
And then he gets away and he runs away, and you're
Well,
like,
he takes the dog to
really-
him, and the dog go frolicking.
No, yeah, you're really into him escaping, or I was. I was
Oh,
like, oh, this is
absolutely.
gonna be awesome. This kid is gonna
Yeah.
have like his own little adventure in this movie, and then it quickly gets the kibosh, and they murder the dog that helped him, and then they beat the fuck out of the little kid, and it's like, holy fuck, this movie is a weird.
I thought they killed the kid. Like, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, I thought the kid was gonna die too because they hit him really hard, at
Yeah.
least once, and it's like, oh, that kid's dead probably because he's maybe 5, 6.
I'll kill you, you little...
Jesus Christ.
Jeez,
God damn it! Did you see what he did to me? Kill the boy, man!
maybe it has like
I
some
don't give a
comfortable
shit.
pieces
Kill the
to
boy,
it.
you
Right?
asshole! $6 million, Jesus!
And they're like, poof, and it's like, whoa, okay. This movie doesn't. The tone of this movie is
It's all over
extremely
the place.
violent and sad, mixed with like
Yeah.
lighthearted, like boy and a dog. Like you think it's
There's-
like the kid and his bike motorcycle. What is that fucking dumb
Dirt bike
children's
kid?
movie? The Dirt Bike Kid or something. Yeah, you get that
Yeah.
like, weird vibe. Get that weird 80s vibe from this movie for a second, and then it's like, no, we're murdering the dog, and it's like, fuck.
And then immediately cut to a random, unnecessary rape scene
Whoa,
of 2 characters.
yeah.
There's just like
Wait, was there
What?
multiple rape scenes?
Was
in
there
this?
another
There-
rape scene?
there were two rape scenes at least in this movie, and then a third scene where naked women were being degraded.
Well,
Which-
I remember the scene where they were like playing cards on the naked woman's body.
right, but that's a brothel. Like,
I'm
Right.
trying to remember the other rape scene. I'm not saying it didn't
I
happen.
don't
Like
think
maybe
there
I stepped
was
away or
one.
something.
There, I think the 2 rape scenes were early in the movie. It was the bad one, and then there was another. I was up walking around. And I
was
popped
it
in
the dude in like the nasty tidy whities? And
yeah.
I think we were
Yeah.
talking about something else.
I
like,
think
we
that was in
weren't
the
fully-
brothel, right? And she
No,
didn't
that was at
wanna-
the safe house when they had the kid.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. I kind of tuned out because
I don't know where that woman came from because it was just like a bunch of henchmen and this dude.
This movie gets grody and it's sleazy, but like
Yeah.
in the wrong kind of ways. because
Yeah,
it's so
it's
light,
just-
and it's called Hollywood Cop, so you expect it to be kind of light, and then there's like these weird tonally.
It gets dark in places
like
that just.
it's just like gross. It's just like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really fit in like it's definitely trash for sure, but it's like
Yeah.
not the kind that you really like to see.
No.
Anyway, but there was a jacuzzi, so that was cool. I was
True.
like I saw the jacuzzi and I was like, man, I wish there was a way to say jacuzzi with a B. 'cause
Well,
that
we
deserves
just
a
make it a
B.
caveat. We do an asterisk and we call it jacuzza.
Bakuzi.
The jacuzza.
You like a bakuzi?
Do you like Boschetti?
But yeah, that was probably.
But y'all got long butts. There were butts. There were blades. There were boats.
Well, we haven't even
we
gotten.
haven't gotten to the
We were
beach
just
yet.
talking
sorry.
about hot tubs.
I think my
Sorry.
favorite thing was the Desperation song. Desperation at the beginning.
When was that one?
I don't
Pretty
know, but he
early.
talked
It's
about
when
it
they
it
first go
happened.
to LA.
Was that like
Everybody-
the long montage thing?
Yeah, and I
It's
was
like
like,
establishing
why?
LA and
Yeah, but it was like, what is this fucking song? It's like Desperation, and it's like super danceable. Police. We were all just like bobbing our heads watching it and like kind of not thinking about it. And I was like, what the fuck is this movie talking about? Like, here's a song where it's like a disco song, but with desperation as like the hook. And I was like, I guess it's supposed to be this woman who had her kid kidnapped, but it's just like showing this blonde dude walking around and shit. And then there's like the Hollywood star titles and stuff. I don't know. It was weird. I liked the song a lot. Like the weird, I don't know. The fact that it was so bad, I just liked. Yeah, that's basically it.
yeah, the music is pretty good, honestly. In
The
this
music
movie.
is good, but it doesn't make any sense for the film.
No, it doesn't
No,
fit.
it's very
but
weird.
it's good.
Yeah, which makes it better.
Yeah, it's
like
pretty fun
here's
synth music.
Here's like God. Yeah, I don't want to trivialize some stuff about it, but it's like takes really dark things sometimes. It mixes dance music on top of it, and it's very bizarre.
Yeah,
but it's sort of like thrilling and like a.
Do you think this was the inspiration for the scene from the Batman movie?
Which one?
With
like the Joker
with Jack Nicholson.
I think Prince is the inspiration for that whole business.
I mean, it's kind of the same concept, though.
But you know that when what's the director's name?
Yeah,
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton calls up fucking Prince and he's like, "Please do the soundtrack to my Batman movie." And Prince is like, "Okay." He just makes the songs and sends them to him. Like you can't like direct Prince. So Prince just made those songs and like Tim was like, "Okay," and then put them in there. Like I don't think there was a lot of like, could you tweak the song to make that a little more sense? You know, I'm pretty sure just Prince was just like, "Here's the songs I made. They're done.
They're
Goodbye."
perfect.
I mean, you've got to know what you're getting into when you work
Right.
with Prince, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is like, there's not a lot of creative process with Prince. He just does what he wants to. And
So you think they were using an 808 in this?
It's possible. It existed.
Probably.
It existed.
They definitely used a vocoder at least
Oh
once.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, I kept thinking, I was like, here's some elements of Daft Punk songs, like all over
Yeah.
the place.
It's like, oh, Peter Frampton showed up. That's weird.
With his Tascam.
Yeah.
Cards on broads. That's the only other thing I had written down.
I think my favorite part was it's tough to kind of contextualize it because it's this moment where I want to say we've just left the kid getting re-kidnapped. And so it's like this brutal moment. And then it switches back to Turkey and Jaguar. And it suddenly turns into this weird buddy cop movie again. And they go to the brothel. And they're trying to pretend that they're like members of this place. And
yeah, that was good.
And get information from the guy. And the receptionist guy is kind of stonewalling them. And then they have this weird slapsticky back and forth with the bellhop bell on the counter.
Yeah, that was
where
good.
like the guy rings the bell and then Turkey rings the bell and then the guy rings it again. He's like, no, I ring the bell. And then Jaguar rings the bell. And then they're all just ringing this bell back and forth.
I think we better see my friend, Mr. Bond, now.
Oh, no, sir, you don't. You ring. I ring the bell, sir. Oh, no, sir, I don't. No, sir, I only ring the bell, sir. You rung it.
See, this is where the movie thrives, is like these two having like a buddy cop movie. We left that for like 40 minutes.
Sir? Mr. Bond wants to see.
And it's this fucking weird,
That
tonally
scene was
weird
like,
thing.
Was I
in the
here
middle
for
of this
that, or
movie.
did I have to go outside and let Max out?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that at all.
It was
It
not
was
like
weird,
a big
but-
scene or anything. It was just like funny because you realize these actors are they're acting within the acting. You know?
Right, they're trying.
because Turkey was like he actually was. He knew the Asian guy, right? And he was trying to act like he didn't know him, like because he pulled him aside and was like, "I need you to make." It. I don't remember what he said, but it was something. It was basically like, "We're gonna give you a hard time. Act like you don't know me," kind of thing.
I don't remember that, but
well,
because when he was acting in the scene, he was acting for the sake of his partner. Like he didn't want his partner to know that. I guess he frequented this brothel.
I didn't
maybe
get that sense.
What
I just
a
got the sense
nuance.
that they were intimidating him by being like, because what is it? It's like, I paid a lot of money to be a membership here. That's this
Right.
whole like line, and then like clearly he didn't call.
That's
to
what I
become a
say when I'm
member
at
to
Kroger.
this.
When you're what?
When he's at
shopping
Kroger. I paid a lot of money to be a membership here. The membership is free at Kroger. This is a shout out to Kroger if you'd like to be a sponsor of the Trash Kings podcast.
We buy groceries.
I'm pretty
Everybody
sure they're
does.
going out of business.
No way.
Yeah,
We
probably
we'll help
everybody.
them.
All food is going out of business. Goodbye.
Some movies are trash, but do you know it's
Goodbye,
not trash?
food.
Kroger's
You have to buy
service.
you have to buy McDonald's now, which is I heard having pretty good returns this quarter.
Yeah, but you know
Stop
what?
this! Stop this
If you
line
listen
of dialogue.
to Neil, if you listen to Neil Young's album about Monsanto, I'm telling you, it's all bad for you, man.
Oh man, Monsanto is bad.
You got to get up on your Neil Young.
I'm good.
hell yeah.
Well, I do have Apple Music, so I can.
Spotify, so
Unlike most of you.
I'm fresh out.
Oh, I have Apple Music, so I can.
Anyway.
So moving on to the bees. This one like really ticks a lot of bees and
there's
adds
all
some
the
more.
bees.
Like we've got boobs, we've got bush, we've got blood, we've got butts, we have boats. We did have a butterfly knife.
We've got
we have
briefs.
blasts.
Tidy
What was that,
whities.
Justin?
Briefs. We got tidy
Bikers
whities.
and briefs.
We have bikers
Exactly. We have bikers and bikes. We have
and
a blazer,
blood cancer.
blood cancer.
We've got boys.
We've got boys.
Oh,
We've got
boys.
beats. This movie had fucking beats.
This
Yeah,
had
yeah, it
12
did.
bees.
We had
If
beasts.
this movie had
we had a
if
dog.
this movie had a corporate boardroom element,
Yeah.
it would be
Oh.
over the top with the
No,
bees.
there's
because there was a
I'm glad
boat.
it didn't.
There was a fucking boat.
There was a
too.
boat. There was a butterfly knife.
Yeah.
There was a bow staff.
Oh my god!
There were
it had all
both
There
these.
were
types.
blasts.
We had
there
blasts.
were blades.
Yeah, we had the
If
car.
There
it,
were
if it had a
bells.
boardroom and a boom mic showing, Jesus Christ!
Oh my god, a boom mic showing?
This
It
movie
was
would
like-
become.
This
It's
movie
close.
was the most bees. I think the only bee it's really missing is like Breen, but like it's the most bees.
Boardroom and brain.
Boardroom Brain. Yeah,
It's astounding.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the B's.
It definitely wins.
It's a
in
B
the B's.
movie. Yeah, it's a B movie.
It's a B movie.
Z movie. I don't know. Yeah.
Do y'all want to get into the rankings or the ratings then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Why not?
All right, Apocalypse out of 5 bags of trash.
3.
Okay.
I mean, it was a solid trash.
What are those bags of trash like though? There's
Well,
3 of
I
them?
think they're just 3 solidly packed trash bags at the curb of your neighbor's house where you don't ever notice them, but then you move on with life because they packaged them right. The garbage truck came and picked them up correctly, and they didn't become any more of an issue in your life.
So just regular trash, nothing like
well done trash.
Well done.
Well done trash.
Barbecued to perfection.
Yeah.
Well done steak trash. Okay, yeah.
All right. Justin?
It is trash. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
by
trash.
definition is probably the trashiest movie we've watched. Maybe
In a minute, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it like 1.5.
Wow.
It just
Okay.
the like Joey was saying, the grossness of it just it hit me in a weird spot, and I didn't. There were parts that were light and fun, but then like when that tone shift happened and it got like weird, gross, and dark, it just I didn't like it. It didn't seem necessary.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
I
it
want
wasn't.
the sleaze to be like there 100% of the time, but this movie just sprinkles it in a way that's like souring. I would
Yeah,
say.
and it's not like it's not fun sleaze. It's gross sleaze.
It could be
I mean,
fun,
I guess it's
but they
sleaze.
fuck it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1.5.
Yeah.
1.5.
1.5 bags of cat shit.
Of cat shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Joey?
Yeah, I was thinking like 2.5.
Which one?
I'll go 2.5 because of the butterfly knife only. It was a really good butterfly knife scene. And the Man on Fire. The Man on Fire scene was good.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend this movie. I think people are really high on it online, like the trasherati people that talk
Like
about...
the trash movie Illuminati. Is
Well,
that what that
more
I
means?
think like trash paparazzi.
Yeah, more like the glitterati, I
Oh,
would
okay.
say, not like the Illuminati.
That'd be great.
Not the not
Trashinati.
not the. I think all the people who control the trash films are mostly dead. 'Cause mostly come from the 80s, and they were probably all
On
40.
coke.
Yeah, and
Now we
coke,
control
but-
the trash films.
Yeah, we're taking power along with a handful of people online. But I think
The
people,
trash films belong to the
really
internet.
like. Yeah, like people really like talking about this movie. I think online, but I don't know. There's not much to it. It's kind of. I think it's weak comparatively.
Yeah.
But 2.5 for it. It's got a lot of B's. A lot of B's. It's undeniable. So
Yeah. I agree. I'm going 2.5. It has a ton of bees. It's got a butterfly knife. It's got all those things, but like it has the worst bee, which is at times it gets boring. And like some of those action sequences,
2 long stretches of boring.
yeah, like the shootout and stuff, it goes a little too long, and some of the like foot chases, they go a little too long and things like that, and it's just it's not really my favorite. I'm glad I watched it.
Right,
I
I'm
don't think I
glad
would
it's
wanna
in my
watch it again.
brain, but
Right.
yeah, looking back from last week, I was like debating the rewatchability of Shadow of the Dragon, but I would definitely rewatch Shadow of the Dragon versus this movie.
Yes, I agree.
I would show someone that movie probably if they were like, I like shitty stuff. And I was like, oh, do you?
I don't think
I
I
got
would
a movie for you.
recommend either of these.
Well, yeah, they're low on our rec list for sure, but this is for the or Shadow of the Dragon is for the initiated, not uninitiated.
Right.
Uninitiated is like Ninja 3. That's a good movie for uninitiated people.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
That's a good intro, I think, for shitty movies.
All right. So that's an average of 2.375 bags.
2.375.
That's a score to be proud
Hollywood
of. If you're a trash filmmaker, that's a score to be proud of.
I mean, it's not the worst. No,
it's pretty good.
It's fine.
I'm impressed by
in a while.
The writer because he wrote 19 movies and he made them. 19 movies that got made. So like Jason Morsiglio, when he was on here, he made a really good point that he said most movies get written and they're on a shelf somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It never got made.
Yeah.
And paraphrased him there, but that quote of his kind of struck a chord with me because I was like, damn it. My dream is just to have a shelf filled with movies I write, not make.
I just want a ton of manuscripts and bratted.
No, you should get them all printed into like bound books, so you just have like this library full of books. But it's just
I
scripts.
wrote over 1,000 movie scripts, but none of them ever made.
No, it's the goal wouldn't be to like, oh, I tried to make them and I never could. The goal is just to not make them.
It's a beautiful goal in its own right, for sure. God, we went through everything that I think. This is like a rare occasion where I have nothing to shout out.
All right, butterfly knives skills for real.
Yeah. Shout out to the butterfly knife. Shout out to toward the beginning of the movie when. Actually, it is the beginning of the movie. They're at the party, and the guy just goes, "Get rid of these fucking broads."
Taken care of. Good. Now I'll tell you what I want you to do. All right. Russian? Yes. Get rid of these fucking broads, will you?
Okay, come on, girls. Move it, move it.
I thought that was very funny.
Hey, shout out to the long butt.
Shout out to the long butt. Like, I think the opening shot is a long butt.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Shout out to that guy who fell out of the car in the car chase scene. He almost got ran over. He took that hit. It was just a bad cut.
Is that a Buick?
Oh fuck!
Shit, that's a cool stunt.
Yeah, that was a cool stunt. Yeah, that was done
really well.
That was a good.
And
scene.
shout out to the guy that did the stunt with the bale of hay, where he jumped forward.
He committed to that. That looked like it fucking hurt.
He jumped forward. That was
there's a couple of
take.
There's a couple of stunts that look like they hurt.
Shout out to not knowing how to do stunts properly.
Yeah. Shout out to the man on fire. Shout out to blowing up a classic car.
Yeah. And flipping.
Shout out to whatever that was, a Chrysler or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
It was a cool looking car.
I don't know.
Shout out to Pepsi and Pepsi products.
Shout out to Pepsi.
Shout out to hot dogs.
Oh yeah. Keep them warm for me.
Keep them warm for me.
Bring in the girls.
That's all I got.
All right.
That's all I got.
We got the kids. We could put the kids in the back room. We just give them some hot dog buns. Girls are up front. We got the Rottweiler. Oh no, we got a Doberman this time.
It's a Doberman.
Daddy's got a Doberman.
Shout out to
Toss him a couple
Doberman.
wieners.
What is that guy's name? Andy.
Shout out to Sugar the Goat.
Is it Andy Daly that does it?
Andy Daly. Shout out to Andy Daly.
Was the goat's name Sugar?
I think
so. Pretty sure.
Shout out to Shug.
Hey, Shug.
From
Nancy Gribble.
What's the?
Oh God, I'm thinking of what's the rap movie with Terrence Howard?
Oh, Hustle and Flow.
Hustle and Flow.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
that's an amazing movie. There's a Shug in that movie. Anyway, I think we're done here.
All right. Well, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, all that good shit. Trash Movie Kings, trashmoviekings.com, anchor.fm. Shoot us an email, trashmoviekings@gmail.com. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, shoot us an email.
Yeah.
I don't know who's checking it, but
I check it every now and again.
Pop
Nobody
up.
sends
That's
anything.
good. Send us something. Send us your dreams. If you've had a dream and you can't figure out what it means, you send it to us.
If you're listening this
you
far in
DM
the
us
podcast,
on Instagram, you DM us, you slide into our DMs, however. You hit us up on that Gmail. That's all good. Just send
Mike wants to break down your dream.
Here's something. Okay, if you have listened this far in the podcast and you are not one of the members of the podcast, if you send an email to trashmoviekings@gmail.com, I will Venmo you $5.
Ooh.
And Mike will break down your dream personally.
Deal.
And I will give it a crack.
We'll all
interpretation services.
send you $5 and then we'll break down your dream.
Yeah. Help support my dream job.
Mike will help your dreams become dreams.
That'll make
Hey, what is that? Your dreams become dreams.
That's my daddy, and this is his shirt.
Anyway, watch Mashed Potato Face online.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
Monomating
the comic. Nothing really happens.
Yeah.
Monomating
what else? There you go.
Stay hydrated, fam. Get that water.
No, water's going away. Nestle owns water.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What can we drink now?
Get your Essentia while you can.
Celsius. Drink Celsius.
Drink Celsius. Drink
Brondo.
Smart Water.
You can always drink Brondo.
Brondo is available and readily available.
It's got what plants crave.